Hey guys, welcome back. It's Aprons on time. And today I thought I'd give you a little bit of a spring treat actually. We're on the hunt for some puffballs. And around this time of the year, toward the end of May, early June, when the ground starts to warm up and we've had a bit of moisture from thunderstorms and what have you, these puffballs start popping up all over our property up here. And they're absolutely delicious. They've got a really intense, really powerful mushroomy flavour, and they're about the safest wild fungus I think you can go out and pick for yourself, because you really can't confuse it with anything else. Having said that though, of course, better give a disclaimer here. You do this at your own risk. So somewhere my dog is around. Where is she? One of my dogs. Let's go do a bit of exploring, see if we can find us some puffballs. Okay, hopefully the camera's not too shaky. I don't have one of those fancy gimbal things yet, but there's one of our dogs, Tozzy. Now I think I see one. I know what I'm looking for. I see a bright white little dome on my little pathway here. Oh, yeah, the dog's found it. Hopefully she won't eat it. So there you are. This is a wild puffball. And it's essentially, this is like the fruit of the fungus that runs through the ground, and this is how it propagates. If you leave these too long to eat anyway, they turn kind of powdery inside. You can just pop them off like that. All right, so we got one, look, and you'll have little holes in them, and they'll have millipedes and sometimes little beetles, weevils or something in there. They'll come out when you cut these up and clean them. Don't worry about that, it's just extra protein if you happen to eat one by accident. Won't kill you. So let's keep wandering down the hill here, see if we can find some more. So if you've not subscribed to my channel yet, please do. You'll find some interesting recipes, simple recipes. I'm not a trained chef, I'm just a home cook, and I like to cook things that anybody can get a hold of. Well, with the exception of puffballs maybe, but simple things that you can get at the grocery store. We're not trying to do a master chef deal here, just simple, wholesome, healthy food. Oh, hold on. Do you see it? Hiding in the grass there. Oh, this is a big one. Quite a lot bigger. I'm in my own shadow here. So, oh, now this one, nope, this one is too old. If I'd have spotted this earlier, I could have picked it sooner, but I'll show you what it's like inside. You can't eat that. So these are the spores. This will eventually dry out and animals will kick the puffball over, wind will blow the spores, and that's how they spread. Pretty interesting. Better keep looking. So if you're watching this in another part of the world, we live in the Black Hills of South Dakota, which you may have heard of Mount Rushmore, which is the mountain that's got the president's faces carved on it. That is just over there, about 5 miles away. And it's a really beautiful part of the world. We're so fortunate to live here. Incredible amounts of wildlife and relatively pristine and undisturbed. I ought to watch where I'm stepping actually, because oh, got another one. Hey, good deal. And yes, here we go. Oh, this one you can see popped up with a little bit of force. It actually pushed that stone out of the way. Oh, and this one, I think, yeah, this one has gone past its best as well. It's when they get all grainy like that. What do you think of that, Tosca? Stinky, huh? When they get grainy like this, you really can't eat them. I don't know if they would taste bad or anything like that. Well, that's a pity because that was a nice one. Still, we'll keep looking. What have you got there, Tosca? Well, Tosca has found caterpillars, and they're actually very cool. Got kind of a unique way of self-preservation. They grow up inside this sticky mess of cobweb, although it's silk. Well, this little group has left the nest, so to speak, and are munching away on this chokecherry. I see a lovely big white globe on the hillside. Hopefully this one hasn't been up for too long, because it's a really big one. Oh no, this one feels good. That's wonderful. That's a beauty. So let's pop that in the bag with the other one. Well, that was a nice relaxing little stroll around my garden, if you can call it that. You can't really have a garden up here because the deer will eat absolutely everything. They even eat these if I don't get them early enough. So we're going to take these back up to the house, cut them in half. What you want to make sure of is that possibly the only way you could get sick is if this fungus had grown around an existing fungus, so like a mushroom, toadstool. And so if you cut it in half crosswise, you can see if it's done that. I've been collecting these for years and years. I've never seen one yet, but that was advice that was given to me a long time ago. Hey, we're back up at the house, and I got a tree growing out of my head, I just see. Never mind. Let's cut into these. I'll show you what to be looking for. And what better place to do it than outside on the porch. All right, let's start with this little guy first. First thing I'm going to do, just chop this root piece off. It gets really woody, and as you can see, it'll have some dirt and stuff on there. Got any dirt left, just brush that off. And then you just want to cut it in half, straight down the middle. Open it up. Now if you were to see like a mushroom shape, you know, with a stem and stuff, it would indicate that it had grown up around another mushroom. So you wouldn't want that one. But this is perfectly fine. And just cut it into like centimetre, a little more than 1/4 of an inch, 3/8 strips. Same on the other one. This one is just about ready to start going really like granular. I don't know if you can see in there, it's got that granular texture just starting, but it's still good to eat. Then this great big one, it's got quite a root on the end of there, and the bottom of this one is starting to get a little granular as well, so we'll take a bit more off. There's a little beetle. Yeah, you're going to find little beetles. Usually it's millipedes. Let's cut down through that. Oh yeah, this is a cracker, this one. You could feed 4 people with that quite easily. Come here, little beetle. So that looks good. And it's got the most incredible smell. It's kind of like mushrooms with a very slight hint of ammonia. very unique, very intense. And as I said earlier, we only get these late spring, or I should say we get it when spring arrives and it starts to get warm and we've got some moisture. Look at that. Isn't that absolutely wonderful? Wild foraged food. Can't beat it. So that's how you cut them up. I think tomorrow morning I might cook these up for breakfast. Maybe throw some of my homemade wild venison sausages in with it. Have a bit of a fry up. How's that sound? All right, until then, see you later. All right, let's whip some up with our puffballs that we harvested yesterday. I was going to do a bit of a fry up, but I sort of missed breakfast, so now it's lunchtime. So this is going to be my lunch today. So with these puffballs, not mushrooms, with these puffballs, once you cut them in half like this, it seems like it does something to them that really stops their progression as far as moving towards going that green inside. And if you slice them, you know, just throw them in a Ziploc bag like this, they keep in the fridge for ages. So we're just gonna, I got a pan heating up on the cooker there, just gonna fry these in a little bit of olive oil. I've got a couple of homemade venison, wild venison sausages, and I clean up a bit of this leek. You know the routine with leeks, and if you don't, check out my leeks and tilapia recipe where the link is up here, and I'll show you how to clean leeks. Basically just split them down the middle. When the leaves are flat like this, pop them under the tap and you can wash the dirt out. So I want to use these leeks to make like a nice green bed for the sausages to sit on and the puffballs. So I'm going to actually cut these really pretty fine. And I use most of my leek. I know a lot of people will say, oh, he's using the tops. Well, once they've cooked down, I quite like a bit of a bite with my leeks. Actually, you're wasting quite a bit of your leek, in my opinion. So just cut that up nice and fine and get that in a pan. Pinch of salt and pepper. And we're just wanting to sweat these down. Turn your heat down a little bit. We just want these to soften up, sweat down a little bit. And so they don't get lonely in that big pan all on their own. I'm just going to pop my sausages in there as well. So we're just cooking these sausages through till they got a bit of colour on them. They're starting to look nice. Some of that nice juice is coming out. And our leeks, as you can see, are getting nice and soft. Alright, we can move those over to another burner now. Get another pan on there. So just lay these in. Watch you don't splash yourself. These have such a unique texture. And we just want to fry those off until they're sort of a nice golden brown colour. How gorgeous is that? Picked from the field. Okay, we can just pop these out on some paper towel. Now the edges will get a little crispy, but the middles, you want those to stay nice and moist, and they are creamy. It's almost got a texture like cream cheese. I'm telling you, these are so worth giving a go. Let's get this stuff on a plate. Now, like I said before, this is not Master Chef, but we can try and make it look a little bit attractive. The leeks in the middle. And our sausages. Hit it with a little bit of salt and pepper. And I'd say the job's a good one. I think you'll agree, that's quite an attractive plate. I'm going to get stuck in and eat my lunch. And hit that subscribe button, give it a like, tell your friends. If you've got puffballs where you live, hey, go out and give them a go, because now you know how to pick them, how to check if they're good to eat. And I will be back really soon with another video. Until then, cheers.